Welcome back to Elevation 44, where we learn how to master our energy. It's your girl B, and I am back this week with another weekly astrology report. Now, if you're new to my platform, I bring these reports every week, every Monday, so you can know what energies you're dealing with this week, how to navigate this energy, how to use it to your advantage, how to duck and dodge things coming your way. Okay, so this is what these weekly reports are intended to deliver. I'm gonna try to keep them on the shorter end of the spectrum. I can't promise, but I'm gonna try, because every time I say that, you know your girl be going, just tap, yapping, okay? But I hope you guys don't mind, because I know that you want the information, all right? I also, in these reports, always recommend whatever herb or crystal I think will help you work with the energy of the week, okay, to best get through that. So, without chit-chatting too much, I'm gonna get right into it. And I would like to say that the theme word for this week, or the overall arching word, is unpredictability, okay? It is just a lot of unpredictable energy in the air. We are kicking off the entire week or energy with a full moon in the sign of Aquarius. And I'm not going to talk too much about the Aquarius full moon, just because I have an entire video, a whole 30 minutes, okay, dedicated to the Aquarius full moon, what it means, what is at play, how you can best utilize it. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it somewhere up here and down in the description box, so that you can also tap in on that, okay? So, like I said, we're kicking off with this full moon in Aquarius, which is bringing in a lot of this unpredictable energy in conjunction with some other things, okay? So it's not the only thing that is bringing in this air of unpredictability, okay? So the major theme, in short, around this full moon is expect changes, expect rapid changes, expect your moods to be rapidly changing, because the moon is all about emotion and our emotional selves, and Uranus, which is the planet that rules Aquarius, is all about changes. It's all about change, unpredictability. It just kind of comes and tosses everything up in the air. Just when you're building everything and you think you've got it all lined up in the perfect order, it goes whoosh, we're about to build this all over again in a whole new different way, okay? So this is that energy that requires you to be a visionary, right? To see beyond the current circumstances and really tap into that futuristic mindset. It's also the energy that is asking you to embrace your originality, your uniqueness, to trailblaze, okay? To bring your innate, unique gifts to the table and to the world, because this is that humanitarian. Aquarius is that humanitarian energy. It's all about giving and making the environment around you better, okay? So that is a lot of what is coming in at the beginning of the week, okay? And so what we have is a highlight again on that individualism, again, that moodiness. We're gonna have changes, mood swings. We're gonna have a sense of anxiousness because things are gonna feel unpredictable. And there is also a big air of rebellion, okay? So that energy is all about freedom and rebelling against, the norm. And, it's not about the conventional way. It's all about unconvention, and just, when it feels like it's being forced to color it in the lines, that rebellious nature comes in, okay? So this is all the energy we're dealing with at the top of the week. It's also an energy that lends easy to distractions, where you're gonna get distracted very, very easily. So it's going to be very, very important to stay focused and continue to remind yourself to stay focused throughout the week. One thing that the moon is doing is it's squaring Uranus, okay? Uranus or Uranus, however you pronounce it. And this also, just double down on this individual rebellious nature, the distractions and all of that type of stuff. So keep that in mind. Another thing that is happening, and I failed to mention that the moon in Aquarius will be squaring or creating tension with Uranus in Taurus, okay? So Uranus is currently hanging out in the sign of Taurus, And Taurus is all about our material world, okay? That's what it rules. It traditionally rules the second house, and the second house is our material possessions, our material world, our wealth, our money, the things that we collect, the things that we can see, the things that we can make tangible, okay? So when we talk about this tension happening with the moon, all right, in Aquarius, and we're talking about that tension happening with Uranus and Taurus, like, this is, you got to keep in mind the areas that it's going to affect, and it's all about that material world. So we're seeing the material world taking shape in a new form because things are literally being wiped off, right? It's like setting up your Monopoly board and somebody knocking it all down and saying start over. So it's that kind of energy, okay? The other thing that is happening at the top of the week is at the time of the full moon, the sun is also squaring Uranus, okay? And so that means the sun is having tension with Uranus and Taurus. Now the sun is in Leo, okay? Currently in Leo, fire energy. Then you got Uranus and Taurus, okay? Which is our material, our money, you know what I mean? That our material possessions in our material world. So what this is bringing in is, again, more rebellious energy, outburst, massive and rapid changes, okay? So we don't want to get too, fixated on one particular thing or way of doing things or stacking up something in a particular manner or putting our energy into one thing or getting attached to one thing, because it could literally, bam, in the blink of the eye, be gone and be wiped off. So we need to stay flexible this week. Adding to the unpredictable nature of this energy and adding more stuff to the pot is Lilith is still continuing to conjunct Mars in Aries, okay? And when I say conjunct, Lilith and Mars are literally joining up forces and coming together. And so again, that rebellious nature is intensified, okay? And the energy is intensified in general because Mars is that planet of action, domination, forward movement, and Lilith is more of that shadowy, darker aspects of ourself. Kind of, I would describe her as like the shadowy self, you know what I mean? That shadowy feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, I'm not just speaking to my women or out there, I'm speaking to men too, because we contain both feminine and masculine energy in each person, okay? So just because I say feminine energy, do not discount yourself, fellas. I know that my audience is primarily ladies, but a few of you guys do watch, and I want you to know this applies to you too, okay? So that is what is happening at the top of the week. The next thing that is happening is that Mercury is entering Leo, and Mercury is our planet of communication. It's our planet of thinking, okay? And learning and processing. So that is entering Leo, and this means our communication will command attention, okay? So our communication skills can get a boost of confidence, charm, passion, but can also easily be dramatic, arrogant, and egotistical, okay? So let's check those egos, okay, and have a healthy balance between the two. Now, one of the things that is also happening is that Mercury will be in conflict with Saturn. It will be opposing Saturn. And this can bring in negativity and communication difficulties, bad news, and poor relationship communication overall, okay? So you want to watch the way you communicate this week, okay? So, yes, that confidence, that boost and stuff you can use to your advantage, and that charm and that persuasion to your advantage, but also make sure you check your ego because it can go left very, very quickly. Now, the next thing I want to talk about when I ended on, Mercury opposing Saturn is that there could be poor relationship communication in general. Venus is also entering Cancer, and Venus is our planet of love. It's how we love, how we express our love of beauty, sensuality. That is what Venus brings to the table, right? So entering the sign of Cancer, we're talking about a sensitive and gentle energy, okay? It's the energy that just wants to nurture and to give and to love and just to, just to be overly sentimental and all of that good stuff. So it's a very vulnerable and emotional energy, but it can easily be taken advantage of, okay? So all of those beautiful things that come along with Venus being in Cancer, it can be naive, and it also can be taken advantage of very easily and be a doormat, okay? So don't be a doormat. That's what I'm trying to tell you in short, okay? Now, the thing about Venus is it's also going to be squaring, which means it's going to be having tension with Neptune, okay? And Neptune is still in Pisces. Now, what this means is that there can be major, major issues with self-love, self-image, and then there is a heightened risk of relationship troubles, okay? Not only that, you are very prone to deception, ignoring the red flags and seeing things with glitter and gold when it really is rust, okay? So you want to really be checking and double checking and maybe checking with somebody else to see if they see what you see, okay? Because it will be very easy, you could be very easily deceived at this time. And like I said, with Venus already being in Cancer, we're already on, you know, very, very, very tricky grounds because, you know, that energy, it can be an energy where you can be easily taken advantage of, okay? Another thing is that there is a heightened, this is a heightened time or a heightened energy where we can get very easily influenced and lean on drugs and alcohol a little bit more to kind of like get through this energy, right? We can be using those things and those vices can become overwhelming. So you just want to make sure that you're not smoking too much, that you're not drinking too much, everything in moderation, and, you know, just kind of keep an eye on all of that this week. All right, now the last thing, or the last major piece of energy that I will discuss of things that are happening this week is on 8/8, the Lionsgate portal is opening, okay? And the Lionsgate portal, it's an 8/8 portal, and it is a portal of accelerated ascension between the 3D physical world and the spiritual realm. So that's literally what this portal is. It's a portal that connects that ascension from, you know, making the 3D world, the material world, connect to the spiritual realm and rise up, okay? So the reason why it's called the Lion's Gate is because it is the sun is in the sign of Leo at the time that this happens, okay? And what this means is that the sun, okay, is in Leo, but the earth is also in alignment with the star Sirius. And that's what literally makes this 8/8 portal, also along with the date, right? The numerology of 8. Everyone that studies numerology knows that 8 is the number of balance. It is the number of infinity. It is the, you know what I mean? There's a lot of higher aspects to this number just beyond it just being 8, right? So if you're not into numerology, I would definitely highly advise that you get into numerology and understand the vibrations of the numbers, because they actually will help you understand a lot of the dates and the significance around certain things, okay? So with this, the sun that's going to be in Leo on 8/8 when this portal is opening is also going to, first of all, it's going to be trining Mars. So the sun already in Leo, a fire sign, and then Mars in Aries, a fire sign, and Mars is already fiery on its own, and it's at home in Aries. We're bringing a lot of fire energy to the table, which means we're gonna feel that. You probably already feel a spark in your energy, like that boost, that uptick, that just like, let's go, I don't even need a lot of sleep, let's do it. You need to like just expend all of this extra energy that you have. But in addition to that, it's going to be, while it's trining Mars, which means it's going to be making a harmonious aspect to it, it's also going to be making harmonious aspects to a lot of other planets, okay? So it's also going to be in harmony with the moon, Mercury, and Jupiter, okay? So there is a lot of harmony happening between the sun and a lot of other planets, which then adds to the energy of this 8/8 portal, okay? But I want to tell you what's on the flip side, okay? The flip side is that Mars in Aries, is going to be squaring, which means tension, with Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Y'all, that's a heavy hitter. That's heavy energy. So just while we had this beautiful moment and we're like, oh my gosh, look at all this beauty, look at all this harmony, look at all this ascension, and look at all this good, I'm like, woo-wee, there is a whole lot going over here with Mars squaring and making tension with the 3 biggest heavy hitters of 2020, okay? So what this is lending itself to is that crash and burn mentality. So, or I wouldn't say mentality, crash and burn energy, right? So I already said we're gonna be having a lot of energy, a big boost of energy, because we got the sun in fire, we've got Mars in fire, and they're joining forces and they're boosting each other's up so that our energy is really, really high. But with it creating tension with those three planets, it's like a crash and burn thing that can be happening. You can high and low. We talked about this last week, okay? So you definitely want to make sure that you're tempering out your energy, that you're not going too hard, too ham, like 100 miles an hour and then crashing, okay? Because it's very likely with this. This tension happening, okay? Another thing that this tension is creating is frustrations, okay? A lot of frustrations, especially with Mars squaring Saturn. And when I say that it's squaring, creating tension with these three planets, you gotta remember that a Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are all hanging out in Capricorn, okay? That is our business, okay? That is our structures, okay? Our foundations, okay? Our government, okay? So we want to keep this in mind, the themes of where these planets are sitting and how they translate into life, okay? Now, this energy could make you want to take risk, especially in the realm of business, okay? But it is a bad idea. And I'm gonna tell you why it is a bad idea, okay? Because that sun and moon that I talked about at the beginning of the video will be in direct conflict, okay? We'll be having tension with Uranus, which is hanging out in Taurus, which is our money, okay? So the money houses are the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, and the 10th house, which is ruled by, Capricorn. So that Taurus and that Capricorn energy, we're talking about our money and our business, and we're gonna wanna take risk and do things. It is not a good idea to do it because all the energy is aligning to tell you no. Have several seats and wait, okay? So if you wanna take risk when it comes to your business and in general, that's on you, but I told you to have a seat for the week and wait to see what the energy is gonna be like next week, because this is not it. This is not it at all, okay? So to wrap up, I'm just gonna say this week, expect lots of changes, unpredictability, a rebellious nature in the air, mood swings and outbursts, communication difficulties, deceptions in relationships and business, and just not a time to take risk overall. Have a seat, relax, chill, okay? The pros of this energy though for the week is that you're gonna have high energy, you're gonna be able to tap into your uniqueness, your originality, and express that creativity. This is also a great week to dive into your intuition, and also a great week just to envision what you want the future to look like. Is a good week for that vision, getting that third eye in alignment and seeing beyond the picture that's in front of you, okay? So my advice to you is to stay low, lay low, pump yourself with self-love so that you don't get wrapped up in no relationship issues, because they're running rampant this week. And so just do your own individual thing. This is not the week, like I said, to take risk and to kind of, merge your energies with other people. It's kind of a week to lay low and just chill and do your own thing and work on your own thing. And the time will come again where it is the time for us to meet up and join forces and do things together. But this is not the week for it, because the energy is super, super heavy. All right. And so to end, I will say the herb that I recommend you working with this week is the same herb that I mentioned in my full moon video, which is lavender. And because we're in all of this fire energy and things are going to be hot, fiery wise, we want to kind of cool that off. And lavender is a great herb to come in and just kind of relax you, calm you, and cool things off a little bit for you. Okay. So just to keep you in a tempered state. And then the crystal that I would recommend this week working with is aquamarine. And aquamarine is, again, because there's so much fire energy, it's a little bit of water to, you know, douse on that fire to bring that fire down some, okay? So it's gonna be calming, it's also gonna help with communication, and it's gonna help with protection, because like I said, especially with Venus entering into Cancer, we can be doormats, we can be susceptible to being doormats and really just, being taken advantage of and having a poor, you know, image of self and, you know, struggling with self-love in certain ways and just can be a mess. So this will actually help give us a level of protection and also keep us calm and help that communication channel stay on the good end, because it looks like we have a lot of communication troubles that can pop up this week, okay? So that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, of course, I welcome you to subscribe at this time, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.